Okay, let's just get right into it. Artificial intelligence, AI, it's already a huge part of our lives, even if we don't always see it. So, to help you get a better handle on this massive tech shift, we're going to break down 10 essential AI terms that you absolutely should know. So, I've got a question for you right off the bat. How AI literate do you feel? I mean, really, it's a super important question because, this new language is literally shaping our world, and being able to speak it is becoming more and more crucial. All right, so let's start with the basics, the real core of it all. We're talking about the engines that actually power all those AI tools we're hearing about every single day. First up, we've got LLM. That stands for Large Language Model. And hey, if you've ever messed around with ChatGPT or Google Gemini, you've already used one. These things are trained on just unbelievable amounts of text. I mean, think of it like they've basically read a giant chunk of the entire internet. And that's what lets them understand and write back in a way that feels shockingly human. Okay, so where does something like llama fit into all this? Well, the car analogy is perfect here. LLM is the general category, like car, right? Llama, on the other hand, is a specific model, like a Ford Mustang. It's Meta's family of LLMs. And the key thing here is that they're open source. And that's a huge deal, because it means researchers and developers all over the world can get their hands on it, build with it, and really push the technology forward. Okay, so we've got the engine. Now, how do we actually talk to it? And maybe just as important, how do we figure out if it's any good at talking back to us? And that brings us to something called prompt engineering. Now, I know, it sounds super technical, right? But it's not. It's really just the art of asking good questions. Seriously, getting a great answer from an AI isn't just about what you ask. It's all about how you ask it. Learning to tweak and refine your prompts, that's the secret sauce to getting way better and more accurate results. So how do we even tell if an AI is getting good at this whole conversation thing? Well, the classic benchmark for this is the Turing test. It's named after the genius mathematician Alan Turing, and the idea is actually pretty simple. Imagine you're texting with someone and you can't tell if it's a real person or an AI. If you can't tell the difference, the AI passes the test. But, and this is a really important but, passing doesn't mean the AI is alive or conscious or anything like that. It just means it's gotten really good at faking it. But let's be real, AI is nowhere near perfect. In fact, it can get things wrong in some seriously weird and sometimes troubling ways. So let's dive into what happens when things go a little sideways. I'm sure you've seen this stuff already. You're scrolling and you see an image with a person who has like 6 fingers, or you come across an article that's just complete gibberish. Yep, that's what people are calling AI slop. Think of it as the new digital junk mail. Just tons of low-quality, lazily made AI content that's starting to clog up the internet. And then there's something a little more subtle, but maybe even creepier, the Uncanny Valley. You know that feeling, right? You see an AI-generated face, and it looks almost perfectly real, but something about it is just off. It just makes your skin crawl a little. That weird, unsettling dip in your comfort level? That's the valley. It's not just about weird looks, though. AI can get its facts totally wrong, too. And this brings us to a really critical idea, AI hallucination. This is when an AI just makes stuff up. It'll state completely false information or invent quotes, and it'll do it with all the confidence of an expert. And that right there is exactly why we still need humans in the loop to fact-check everything. It's absolutely essential. Okay, and now for maybe the biggest challenge of them all, AI bias. Look, since these AIs learn from data that we humans created, they can't help but learn all of our biases, too. Think about it. If you feed it decades of hiring data where men were hired more often, what do you think it's going to learn? We saw this with early AI hiring tools that started favoring male candidates. This is a huge problem. The AI just reflects and can even amplify our worst stereotypes. And fixing that is one of the toughest jobs developers have right now. All right, for our final part, let's pull the camera back and look at 2 big picture ideas. These concepts really get at the heart of both the incredible promise of AI and its scary potential for fakes and deception. You remember this, right? The Pope in that giant, ridiculously stylish puffer jacket. I mean, it went everywhere. It looked so real, but of course, it was totally fake. And it's the perfect example for our next term. And that term is synthetic media. It's basically the catch-all phrase for any content, whether it's an image, a video, or even audio that was generated by an AI. So yeah, it covers fun stuff like that Pope meme and cool AI art, but it also covers the really dangerous stuff like deepfakes. And finally, looking way out into the future, we have AGI, which stands for Artificial General Intelligence. This is kind of the holy grail for a lot of AI researchers. See, the AI we have today is really good at specific tasks. AGI, on the other hand, is this hypothetical idea of an AI that could learn, understand, and apply knowledge across all sorts of different tasks. Just like a person can. For now, it's purely science fiction, and whether it's even possible is a huge, huge debate. So, after all that, what's the big takeaway? It's pretty simple, actually. Just knowing this language, this vocabulary, it gives you power. It helps you make sense of the news. It helps you question the stuff you see online. And most importantly, it lets you be a part of the conversation that is absolutely shaping our world. So I'll leave you with this one final thought to chew on. As these AI systems get scarily good at mastering language, the real challenge for us, for humans, is shifting. It's no longer just about having answers. It's about how we get better at asking the right questions.